Hey, welcome. It's Lumpy with Fool's Paradise Fishing, and today we're going to make a run over to Seward and we're going to see how we can do with snagging for sockeye. It's still pretty slow, but I've heard that some people have been catching and the crowds look to be fairly light, so I think we should take a run over there. We'll take our handy dandy snagging rod with a nice treble hook, and I plan to stop at the Seward Military Resort and check and see how they're doing. When I went last time, they didn't have everything set up, but this time it's almost June 1st, so they should have their outdoor place set up and they should have their rods and waders and everything else ready to go. So we'll talk to them, get a price, and see about how the fish house looks. Before COVID kind of shut down cleaning fish there, you could vacuum seal them and get them frozen, but we'll see if they have the cleaning side open. And remember, there's two other places you can go: the J Dock in that area, or you can go to the other side by the Coast Guard station. There's a cleaning station that's on the water. Very unusual. So we'll head on over there and see what we can find. And remember, it's called fishing, not catching, for a reason. As you can see, you can get everything you need there at the Seward Military Resort, including the amenities, which is the treble hooks, the line, the steel line, gloves maybe. You'll have to talk to them. There's the freezer. It's open up until 8. Have to coordinate with them when you get something. Fish house is open at the same hours. And then, as you can see, I think you can just fillet there. You'll have to check with them. You got to gut somewhere else like the J Dock. But then you can vacuum seal them and they sell the bags there. So good luck. All right, we're just leaving the Seward Military Recreation Resort and we're heading out to the parking lot where you can walk out to snag sockeye in Resurrection Bay. It's a little rainy today, and so you want to take a right here on Hemlock, and that will lead you down to the Seward Highway. And as you can see, people are coming in for the weekend. It is a Friday, and high tide is at 5:30 tonight, this evening. I didn't feel like coming over for the 5:30 a.m. high tide, and so we're driving over to Nash Road. When you come up to the Seward Highway, you're going to take a left because you got to head out of town to get to the Nash Road, and we probably will cross Resurrection River, but we'll see. The nice thing is they're in the middle of road construction, or they just finished up a lot of the road construction. And so that's been a boon because it's nicer to drive over here. The road was pretty bad for a while, but it's newly paved and they've widened it. They still have a little bit of work to do, but I think they're done. But they're working it Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is pretty safe. So we're going over the Resurrection River, going by Airport Road, heading out of town. And it's a little rainy today, but it shouldn't be too bad. More of a sprinkle, it's Alaska in May, 2 more days in May. So you see the sign for Nash Road, and there's lots of places where you can access the bay, but there's only one free place. Everything else you got to pay. So when you turn on the Nash Road, you will turn right and you will cross the railroad tracks, and that's for the Alaska Railroad. So another spot that you can go fishing is this spot right here when you cross the road, but this is you want to be flossing for the sockeye instead of snagging. Can't snag in fresh water, only in the salt. And then the other thing is you can't wear felt boots with your waders in the fresh water. You can wear them in the salt. So I have 2 felt boots. I use them just for coming over here. So you got this campground, JJK. That'll cost you, it'll give you access to the water. Then you got the Seward City Church, which is always interesting. You got the Nash Bay Front Campground and the Riptide RV Resort. A lot of people go to Riptide. It's the closest one. And we're almost there. And it's pretty busy for Friday, but not too bad. And you can see people ringing up. All right, that's it. You're here. So this is the trail leading down to Appoquinnack Beach. And what you see here is the actual beach. It's not like Miami. And this is, I'm not sure what bay this is called, but this is at low tide, and you can see it's pretty empty. And they don't get too big of tides. So you see people out snagging, and this is somewhat low tide, and the tide's coming in. And what you're going to do over time is you're going to just keep moving towards the river. You want to try and fish what they call skinny water, so that your treble hook catches the sockeye somewhere on the body. Because if the water gets too deep, then there's lots of room for the sockeye to maneuver. So you want it to be less than knee deep. As you can see, some folks were snagging. I'm in the yellow, and every time you see my arm move, that's a snagging attempt, and you're doing about 8 to 9 a minute. So I don't snag that much because it really wears you out. And last time when I was really into it, I got tinnitus, bursitis, and tendonitis, and arthritis. So there you go. As you can see, the tide's coming in, and so is the rain. So it was a little bit rainy that day, and the water was getting cold and deeper. So you just keep moving towards the shore because you're searching for that skinny water. And where you see the people lined up, that's the river. And this young girl, this is not how you want to do it. Her dad was laughing at her. He was standing next to me. Don't recommend it. And as you can see, folks are moving in. They're trying to stay shallow because the fish are trying to go up the river. So you want to catch them in the shallow area. Not sure what the little landicraft's doing there, but every time I go, it's there. And then you see people walking back to the beach resort with their campers. They come down for a couple of days. And it was Friday, so they were coming in for the weekend. A lot of kids out. Fun time had by all. Okay, so this rock here is about the halfway point when walking from the parking lot on Nash Road over to where everybody's at. As you can see him over there on the cruise ship is kind of highlighting them. And right now it's a high tide but flowing out. The interesting thing about this location, as you can see that area, I don't know if I took a picture of it beforehand, but that was empty. And then when the tide floods in, it fills up. And up there you can see the 2 resident bald eagles. They're always there, and you got to watch out for them because they'll snag your fish if you leave them unattended. So it's a bit of a hike. You can see the cars over there with the porta potty. That's the parking lot. And what we'll have to do is you can see some people are walking straight across, and some people are walking around. We'll see how deep it is. I'll probably walk around. But that's the hike when you're but yep, as you can see the people out there just on this side of the cruise ship. So it's about a mile from the parking lot to it. You're going to walk regardless because the 3 campgrounds are a bit of a walk too. So what you see here is my normal stuff I bring when I go snagging in Seward. Got the little sled, got the net, got a chair so you can sit down and eat. The water's cold, so everything gets cold after a time, so you got to take a break. You won't get all this nice stuff from the Seward Military Resort. They just give you the basics: waders, rod. They do sell hooks. They don't get, and then everything else they rent. But they don't rent a chair, and they don't rent a whacker, and they don't rent anything else. All right, Lumpy with Fool's Paradise Fishing, and that's snagging in Seward. As you can see, there's a bit of walking, but it is the parking lot here is a lot nicer than it used to be, and it's got 2 porta potties. It's much bigger, easy to walk to. You do have about a mile walk. Try and do it at low tide and then fish to the high tide and maybe hang out a little bit and then walk back. If you stay at one of the campgrounds, you got the same thing. Anyway, it's Lumpy with Fool's Paradise Fishing. Remember, they call it fishing, not catching, for a reason, and we'll see you on the river.